Food theory. How to get more food at Chipotle for free? This the one right here. This the one we need answers to, okay? Let's get it.
Fast casual restaurants, they are everywhere. And they cover basically every major food category that you could ever want. I'm talking about your Moe's, Blaze Pizza, Panda Express, Chopped, Kava. Anytime that I can step up to a literal buffet of ingredients and order exactly what I want in the quantities that I want them in, I'm gonna be a happy boy. And then of course, there's the king of them all, Chipotle. It's beloved, it's memed, its hot sauce is gonna remind you later on the toilet of that meal that you had a few hours ago. Over the last few years, Chipotle's been one of the fastest growing chains in America. From their fresh ingredients, quick service, and delicious taste, it's not hard to see why people keep demanding more and more of their food, which is why I'm here today, loyal theorists. These types of restaurants.
Bro, I saw a video that this person who works out, right, every day, or gets fit, whatever, every day he gets Chipotle. That's all he eats, because it has all the proteins he needs, the calories, and all of that. Every day, bro. Imagine how much he spends.
Restaurants are my favorite, and I want to make sure that I'm able to get
the
most
Panda
bang
Express
for my buck. So how do you get the most out of your Chipotle burrito order? The internet's devised a whole host of tricks, secrets, and life hacks, but you know what? I'm not talking about those. This isn't about ordering everything in separate cups or getting a bunch of extra orders asides. No, what I'm focused on today are the psychological strategies that can get more beans in that burrito. Do male workers pile on more pinto than females? Should you be ordering fast or slow for that barbacoa on the go? How does a lunch rush affect the stock of guac? And do nice guys finish first, or does being sour get you a bit more sour cream? Hope you're hungry, my friends, because this episode is ready to burrito bowl you over.
Let's get it. 2 left.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the show with no freezers, microwaves, or growth hormones added. You know it, you love it, you go to it when you want to live moss and don't want to deal with the after effects of Taco Bell. It's Chipotle. But really, today's about all the different fast casual restaurants that have you going down a line to order, be it poke or pizza. I've been waiting a long time for this episode. A long.
Yo. I think it's called Cece's Pizza. Raw. That is so good. Just a buffet of pizza, different kinds, and then you go, I think it has pasta, bro. Beautiful.
Time. Even before Food Theory existed, when I would talk to people about what this channel was going to be doing, this was the episode that I would point to as an example. How do you psychologically hack your way to getting more food at a fast casual restaurant? And you know what? People immediately got it. Because I think we've all been there, right? We've all noticed how ordering one item at a time tends to get you a bigger scoop than just rushing through your list of pre-planned ingredients. We've witnessed how the workers struggle to portion out tacos, how the lunch rush makes it a flurry.
Bro, they be cheap with it too, bro, Chipotle. Just in general. Like, you ask for more, they give you this much more. I said more. What is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they cheap out. They make so much bread.
Of activity where scoop sizes go out the window. And personally, I've seen time and time again how Steph, as a petite female, tends to get like half the food that I do, especially when you're talking about things like poke places. It's a weird trend. And while we've all had some form of anecdotal evidence to this, I wanted to prove it once and for all using science. Why wait this long to do it? Well, an episode like this has always been a bit out of budget for us. And try as I might, I didn't really know anyone who could give me access to the prized Chipotle celebrity card.
Decided to use my celebrity Chipotle card to pay for 100. Just hung out while everyone got their free. Whoa. Diplo's custom-made handcrafted burrito. What? How do you get this?
Yeah, in case you weren't aware of this one, this thing gets you free Chipotle for a full year. It was like my white whale to get on this channel, but you know what? Never worked out. And now, seeing as how this is my penultimate episode, I just kind of had to bite the bullet. We're gonna be doing this one with or without the card. Clearly, we went without. That said, if someone from Chipotle just so happens to see this and feels compelled to send one my way to Matt Pat, the Chipotle superfan, it's never too late. I'm still gonna be making stuff. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Seriously, please give me the card. So, what are we actually testing today, and how are we going to be doing it? Well,
if there was a fast food spot, or a restaurant, I should say, that you guys would go to with that, like if they had a card that you get for free for a year, free Chipotle, free food, whatever, right? What restaurant would it be? Let me know.
Plan is simple. Steph and I, as well as HR manager Rachel and production manager Justin, are going to be heading to Chipotle for lunch for 4 days straight. Each time we're going to be going to a different restaurant to ensure that we don't become regulars and get some form of special treatment. Each day of the test, we're going to be ordering the exact same set of ingredients. A burrito bowl with white rice, black beans, pico, cheese, sour cream, fajita veggies, guacamole, and a variable protein based on the day. That way we can see how the different proteins affect our final totals. Why this list specifically? Well, it turns out not all ingredients on the Chipotle menu are treated the same. Some end up costing the company significantly more than others. As a result, Chipotle trains their employees to be extra careful of portion sizes with these couple of ingredients. In fact, according to conversations that—
What did I say? Steak, sour cream, and guac is the most expensive? Bro, they're still making millions a day, bro. Millions a month.
Be extra careful of portion sizes with these couple of ingredients. In fact, according to conversations that we found between restaurant managers online, at the end of every shift, managers are required to tell the company exactly how much of these ingredients—
Wait, I want to read it. When you troubleshoot C7, you are looking into a variance for individual items. Our goal is to have it be within 0.20% of zero. Troubleshooting is investigating why any of the C7 items are further away than they should be. Without knowing how much you know about C7, I can't really say much else. I can ask you some questions though. What is C7? What items make up C7? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Chipotle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the fuck? That's the first time I heard that. Why is it important? What is variance? And how is it calculated? What can cause us to gain? What can cause us to lose a C7 item? Start asking about C7 reports if you haven't already. Know your month to date C7 is. What?
Online, at the end of every shift, managers are required to tell the company exactly how much of these ingredients they used, so that data can be cross-referenced with how much they sold, all to ensure that they don't end up costing the company a lot of extra money. These ingredients even have themselves a special name, the Critical 7. These 7 are steak, carnitas, barbacoa, chicken, so basically all your proteins, cheese, sour cream, and then of course, guacamole. So our standard order is trying to make sure that we've hit each of those. By the way, this isn't one of the hacks that we're testing today, but if you order a burrito without meat, apparently the guac is free. Just a little something for all our vegetarian friends out there.
No meat, guac is free? I mean, I guess. I know a lot of people don't eat meat and shit, you feel me? But what?
Who thought they wouldn't get anything out of this episode. Each day we're going to be looking to test one of 4 different variables: speed of ordering, friendliness, type of order, and crowdedness. Across those 16 bowls, we're also going to be paying attention to any differences in what the girls get versus what the guys get, as well as the impact that server age and gender might play on the amount of food that we're getting at the end of the line. Our guys giving out more hefty scoops than women. From there, we'll precisely weigh out our meals to see if any of these wound up as an actual hack or just totally whack. And by the way, make sure that you leave your ordering stories down in the comments below, because after seeing the results, I guarantee that there's going to be a part 2 to this episode, and we're going to be looking for more variables.
Part 2? When? Because there's 2 episodes left, boy.
To try. And so with all of that out of the way, it's time to fill our bowls and our bellies. Round number 1, speed of ordering. For day 1, the plan was to test how to order your toppings. Normally, when you order a bowl at Chipotle, the process is broken down into 2 steps. First, you tell the worker what you want and tell them your protein, rice, and beans. And then you're usually passed off to a second employee who handles the rest of the toppings. Most people, when they order toppings, they simply just list them all out at once. Gonna get pico, cheese, sour cream, fajita veggies, and guac. But is it possible to get more if you order your toppings one at a time? The logic here being that by asking for them all at once, the server's already thinking about how much needs—
I don't like rushing workers, bro. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that rushing shit. Even ordering out in like drive-thrus. I say one thing, wait for them to talk, then I say the other thing. I'd rather hear them say, "Is that all? Is that all? Is that all?" than to me to just talk over them and like bombard them
to go into that bowl and how to fit it all in there. However, if you're doing the ingredients one at a time, the employee is going to give you a healthy portion, not realizing that you plan on ordering more toppings. It's kind of like a cheesy guac jump scare. Another explanation could just be them rushing through the list of ingredients so they don't forget any of the items. In short, the underlying logic is that you're setting the pace for how your order's delivered. However, there is another side to this argument. Once they realize that they might have given you too much too early of those first couple of ingredients, they might just ease up on all the rest. This is one that people like to actively call out on social media.
And they're like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, spinach. And then they just destroy it with spinach. And you're like, I want like 5 other things. And then you're like, onion. And they're like, okay. And they put like 2 onions on it. And it's like, more onion, please.
So after day 1, what did the data tell us? Well, when ordering all the ingredients at once, Justin's barbacoa bowl ended up weighing in at a massive 799.5 grams. That is over 1.75 pounds of pure burrito-y goodness. Steph ended up with even...
And they're doing it wrong. You know what? Listen, before you eat the damn thing and open it, shake it. Shake the bowl up. Mix all those ingredients, bro. Boston.
More than that, 810.4 grams. As for Rachel and I doing the slower ordering tactic, Rachel ended up getting the least amount of toppings out of all of us, just 797.1 grams, 2 less than Justin. As for me, well, I ended up being the king of the burritos, tipping the scales at a whopping 896 grams, almost a full 2 pounds of burrito. So does that mean my slower ordering method worked? No, actually, clearly not. Well, sure, I ended up getting the most burrito in my bowl out of all of us. Rachel, who ordered the exact same way as me, ended up getting the least, especially when you compare it to Justin, who ordered right after her. Even though Rachel's hack was supposed to have gotten her more toppings, the difference between the two of them was practically nothing. If anything, my results show that it pays to be at the end of a meat cycle. You see, when I pulled up to the counter to get my barbacoa, the tray of beef was nearly at the end. So instead of just giving me a standard scoop of meat, my employee scraped the remaining dregs out of the container in order to put in a fresh new tray. That ultimately resulted in me practically getting meat.
See, bro, and like, sometimes it'd be too little, bro, and you're like, go get the other one. I want more. You know what I'm saying?
8.5 for free. I'm not going to complain about that for my belly, but I will complain about it for scientific rigor. Day 2's test was less about psychology and more about strategy. Basically, we tested whether tacos get more food than other orders because the employees struggle to portion them out. You see, at Chipotle, all entrees cost the exact same price based solely on the protein that you want to add. So the question is, which ordering method is going to get you the most? Having one general...
They got... Whoa, since when did they have tacos? That gotta be. No, I never seen tacos.
Scoop made for the burrito bowl, or having them take 3 smaller individual portions, trying to fit them into those crunchy taco shells. I don't know about you, but when I order the crunchy tacos, people tend to get flustered by the meat clumping up and having to shake out the small amounts to fit in the shells. So,
bro, just get you a bowl with some taco shells on the side if you want the taco, bro. Like, this is, you're not even eating much.
It just becomes a free-for-all of ingredients getting dumped in there left, right, and center. So with everything priced the same and with all the same ingredients, was everything also the same weight? Absolutely not. I had a sneaking suspicion going into this that the tacos, by the very nature of their size, were gonna result in less than our burrito bowl. But I did not expect how big of a difference it was gonna be. On average, the burrito bowls weighed a full 263 grams more than those hard-shell tacos. That is over a half a pound of food difference for something that's costing you the exact same amount. By simply ordering the 3 tacos, you're basically getting a full 50% less food for the exact same cost. This myth is absolutely confirmed. Do not ever buy the hard shell tacos from Chipotle.
Just get it on the side if you want tacos, bro.
Ever again. You know what else you should never buy? Beauty products infused with caffeine. You see, over on Style Theory, Amy and I did a food experiment of our own, where me and the other members of Team Theorist detoxed from caffeine in order to see if caffeinated beauty products actually do anything for you. Spoiler alert, they don't. But click the link to watch me suffer through my Diet Coke withdrawals anyway, and in the process celebrate Style Theory's 1-year birthday, after you're done watching this episode, of course. Now then, moving on to day number 3. On day 3, we were back to the psychological hacks. You know the expression, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar? Well, we were putting that one to the test. Essentially, we were trying to see if being nice to people leads them to subconsciously give you more food. Makes sense. If you're perceived as friendly, the employee may fill up that spoonful of guac ever so slightly more. I mean, food service jobs, heck, any service job for that matter, can really be thankless as you deal with mean and pushy people. So by being friendly, the goal is to brighten their day a bit, which, let's be honest, is something that we should probably be doing regardless of expecting to get anything out of it. But who knows? You might also walk away with a bigger meal. So to test this one out, Rachel and I made eye contact. We said please and thank you. We put on a smile. We asked how everyone's day was going. Meanwhile, Justin and Steph had to put on their best acting skills by behaving more asocial. Not rude or hostile or anything like that. They didn't go full on Karen mode, but they gave shorter responses. They looked down at their phone. They didn't say please or thank you until after they were fully checked out. And the results?
I love how this shit was so planned out, bro. This so crazy.
Were shocking. I'm kind of afraid to tell you this, but not only did Rachel and my friendliness not reward us with more food, it actually backfired. Being asocial actually resulted in a bowl that was on average 100 grams heavier than our friendly bowl.
That's crazy.
That is almost 3.5 ounces, nearly a quarter pound of food difference. If you're looking at the data, you'll notice that my bowl in particular is especially light. That's because as we were talking, the server forgot to add pico to the bowl. Since I was supposed to be nice, I felt bad correcting them, so I ended up with an incomplete order. But even without that anomaly, Rachel's bowl was still a solid 50 grams lighter than either of our asocial options. And I think that right there shows us why this big difference exists. By trying to engage with the customer while also doing their job, you take the server's focus off of
the focus, distraction. You know what I'm saying?
Their work. You are breaking up their rhythm. Now, let me be perfectly clear. This isn't me saying to go out into the world and treat everyone like garbage to get more food. Far from it. I'm just reporting the numbers that we got and...
Hey, don't treat them garbage? Yeah. Don't be surprised you see spit in your food.
How we might have
Just
gotten them.
saying.
And like I said, this day was probably the most socially uncomfortable for all of us because we're a team full of friendly, polite people pleasers. That's why I'd actually love to hear from anyone in the food service industry. Let us know down in the comments your perspective on all this. Do you like it when people talk to you? Is simply being polite enough, or would you prefer that we just leave you alone? Would you like to just keep your head down and get through the shift?
Exactly. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't even want to be there. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to be there. Just, what you want, gang? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Here you go.
At the end of the day, I want to help you. Which brings us then to the last day of our experiment. So far with this episode, we've tested what we order and how we order. Now we're going to test out when we order. Does going to a fast casual restaurant when it's less busy get you a fuller bowl? Now, to ensure that the workers weren't changing over, we decided to create our own pseudo lunch rush. This time, Steph and I went by ourselves when we knew that Chipotle wasn't going to be busy. Once we had completed our order, Rachel and Justin came rolling in deep with the entire rest of Team Theorist. And it just so happened to pile on from there with an extra lunch rush. The line in its entirety wound up being about 20 people deep, with Rachel and Justin smack dab in the middle of them all. And so what ended up happening there? Surprisingly, not much. On average, Steph and my solitary service led to an average of 850.
That's crazy. They're roughly all the same, bro.
1.4 grams, while Rachel and Justin's bum rush on the counter got an average of 834.95 grams, a difference of just 16 grams, about half an ounce. That could honestly be the difference of just a few extra pieces of steak, especially when you look at the spread across the 4 bowls. There really seemed to be no correlation between how busy the restaurant was and...
Because you'd think during rush hour, right? Like a lot of people, they gotta rush through it. It would either fluctuate crazy or be less food, I feel like.
How busy our bowls were getting. So kudos to the Chipotle team on keeping their cool while being super busy. Myth busted. But those weren't the only variables that we were looking for. As I mentioned at the top of the episode, besides the 4 experiments that we carried out, we were also looking at a meta-analysis across all the days to see how meat, gender, and server affected our results. First off, the winning meat, surprising everyone, was steak. When you eliminate any variable conditions, we found that of all the meats, steak actually gave us the heaviest burrito bowls, bar none, followed closely by barbacoa, then chicken in a distant third, and in dead last, carnitas. My hypothesis here is that, unlike barbacoa, where the meat tends to clump and stick together, and most of it's buried under those murky, meaty juices, the carnitas is dry. And so when it's pulled up by the tongs, it's easier to see what you're grabbing, and it's easier to separate out smaller portions of it. Meanwhile, steak and chicken, they're fairly well standardized because they're being scooped by a big ol' spoon. As for the effects of gender on the amount of food that you're getting, we determined that Chipotle is not sexist. When we averaged all the burrito bowls together, the averages came out to be almost identical. Well, Justin and I did get slightly more food on average. It was only about 8 grams. That's the equivalent of 8 paper clips. So good on you, Chipotle, for meeting the absolute bare minimum of human decency. No, I gotta be honest, I was surprised by this. Anecdotally, I've seen for years that Steph tends to get less food than me in other fast casual restaurants, especially when it comes to poke restaurants. That's why one day, some updated version of this episode is gonna happen again. Hear me on that, Santi?
Loud and clear, Matt.
And let's not wait 6 years for it this time, all right? That said, where I often see that difference happening is with smaller franchises or more homespun local establishments rather than the massive mega chains. I honestly think the results that we had over the last week come down to how well run Chipotle is as a business and how well it trains its employees. As a huge company, Chipotle ain't in the business of losing money, and they accomplish that via 2
No business is in the business of losing money. You know what I'm saying?
methods: standardization and accountability. According to Chipotle, the appropriate servings for each item are 4 ounces of protein and rice, 2 ounces for salsa, 1 ounce for cheese and lettuce. And that is how employees at every single Chipotle are trained in what they call the, quote, art of portioning. As Chris Arnold, the communications director for Chipotle, once told ABC News, their menu prices are based on food costs, and the critical 7 are ingredients that are much more expensive. Employees have more latitude with ingredients like
AKA prices finna skyrocket, boy. Everything going up. Unfortunately.
rice and beans and salsa, but they try to be more mindful of serving sizes with the more costly ingredients. As we talked about earlier, Chipotle managers have to keep track of how much of the critical 7 ingredients they use on a daily basis. Therefore, they're responsible for making sure that their employees keep to the prescribed standards and minimize waste as much as possible. So even if an employee would love to succumb to your hacks and give you more food, it's not really up to them. And on top of everything else, Chipotle also hires people known as restaurateurs, whose job it is to go to different stores in the company-issued Toyota Prius to further solidify that every scoop is as consistent as the last. Basically, everything is done in the name of making sure that the burrito you order in Hollywood, Maryland contains the...
You gotta think too, right? What if the tools they use to make the bowls and burritos and all that, the scoopers, the spoons, the knives, the tongs, all of that, what if it's specific to a size where like all they just need is one scoop? You know what I'm saying? All they just need is one big grab. You know?
Exact same ingredients as the ones that you order in Hollywood, California. So despite our best efforts to try and game the system into the ultimate burrito, what we really learned was this: never order a taco, be polite, but not overly polite, order quickly, and stick with barbacoa or steak. Anything beyond that, though, is a busted myth. It turns out that despite our best efforts to hack Chipotle, it was Chipotle who hacked us. But hey, that's just...
Them boys was... Dead ass. Chipotle's so good, bro. Yeah, I mean, tacos off rip I knew was just fucking pointless for real. And like, tacos at Chipotle for what? What's the point of that? Go to like Taco Bell or go to like a Mexican restaurant or like, I don't know, bro, a Mexican smaller store, you know what I'm saying, that serve tacos and shit. I don't know. Worked at CFA for 3 years, took thousands of orders. Honestly, it is nice to have people engage with you and joke around, but that's really only nice once in a while. For the most part, I prefer short, polite answers that are trying to be as efficient. Exactly, because I have a line to finish. Yup, exactly, bro. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, people don't even want to be there for real. As a former sandwich artist, I always found that the perfect balance is some polite small talk in between listing off ingredients. It really depends on the worker, how long they've been at the job, etc. But being in that position, it's hard to take a lot of heavy conversation and still keep up with the flow. Facts, because then they end up forgetting. I may not work at Chipotle, but I do work at Starbucks, and it is honestly really refreshing when people are nice to us baristas, because usually people fall way more to the asocial or straight up unfriendly side. That's how it be, man. It's not hard to be polite, you know. W video. No tacos, sticking with my bowl. Y'all can stick with the burrito. Hey, let me know, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys thought. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe if you haven't. And I'm out.